Here are the horoscopes for the week of the 25th of November to the 1st of December 2019. Last week we came out of the Mercury retrograde phase, and by the 8th or 9th of December we will be out of the final awareness phase. So we're summing up now, going back to October, everything that we've experienced. So in October the things came up for awareness, and in November we went deep inside, found those recalibrations, the messages, what did we want to learn from this, and now we're on the final straight where we can actually see that we're thinking, feeling, being and acting from a very different space, elevated, raised, cleansed through the filter of Scorpio. And Scorpio is raising our energy, letting go of the old, rising up into our higher levels of consciousness. So heading into this week we have the dark moon in Scorpio on Monday. And this will help us bring the end to this cycle, but not just this cycle, a whole 7-year cycle comes to closure. So since 2012, especially heading up to the winter solstice 2012, many will remember that that held great significance. We've been working on negative thoughts and beliefs, behaviour patterns, clearing away a lot of density so that we can live in a lighter and simpler fashion. But before we get to that, this weekend we have Venus meeting with Jupiter, and this is a once a year very golden aspect. So Venus is our heart and Jupiter is our sovereignty. So it's time to take a pause as all these cycles keep swirling and unfolding. Sometimes it's good to just stop, take a pause and appreciate everything that we have. Love, kindness, generosity. Because when we feel something in the present tense, we can amplify that and actually affect our own energy field. Start to come from that place, anchor deep within. So really golden, beautiful, sovereign energies here. Now we're letting go of the psychological, of the emotional conditioning. It's a wonderful moment to just be in the present moment. Really appreciate ourselves and the finer, most important things in life, like kindness, gratitude, peace, ease and a sense of well-being. At the same time we have Mars and the Moon opposite Uranus, and this is helping us tap into the strength of our inner warrior, to realise that we should be living from the soul and not the mind and the story, and that on the highest level everything's perfect. So nourishing for the spirit, major energies to be harnessed, really empowering moments coming in this weekend. And this will help us to see what it is that we're finally ready to let go of on Monday with the dark moon in Scorpio. Anything that's not that, basically. Worrying, regretting, holding friction with others, being too hard on ourselves, carrying ancestral stories forwards. There's so much that we've gone through in the last 7-year cycle. As we come into the dark moon in Scorpio, those stories have gone, but sometimes in our cells of our body we can still hang on to them. In repeat behaviour, repeat thought, we can still sort of believe in them. But there's a chance to clear the way for some very fresh and simple energy to come in. And this happens on Tuesday with the new moon in Sagittarius. This is at 4 degrees Sagittarius if you're following along, and at 15:07 UK time. So Sagittarius is bold and straight to the point. It's the heart, it's the hearth fire, it's the heartbeat itself, where you're truly centred in space and time. And we can align to coming from here, self-reliant, centred, empowered, truthful and focused. At the same time as this new moon we have Venus moving into Capricorn. So Venus in Capricorn is true to herself, and the new moon in Sagittarius is truth itself. The way these two are combining in their sacred alignment will help us to focus on our relationship with ourselves, make that simple once more, and then help us in our relationships with others. So the feeling here is you be you and I'll be me. And between us, let's find the middle ground. So we're losing that sense of codependency, validation from the outside, need and want, and getting to the core of real self-love and allowing other people to be themselves as well. and then a focused creativity of where do we meet, what's the middle ground here, where can we honour ourselves and others and make a sacred space to come together. So intentions can be set on the new moon in Sagittarius for authentic soul relationship with self and others. By Wednesday we have Neptune turning direct in Pisces. So since the summer solstice, Neptune has been retrograde in Pisces and taken us on a magnificent journey of the soul. It's deep and reconnective. We've looked in the mirror and seen our true selves, felt the clearing of trauma from our cellular bodies, letting go of lifetimes of pain, inherited stories and the illusion of how we need to belong to them. And now as Neptune turns direct, we're free to feel what it's like to embrace our own emotional intelligence, especially our spiritual intelligence, and to live independent and honest lives, expressing our true essence. So very powerful energies there coming in. Take a while because Neptune will turn direct slowly, but this is a cleansing and a rinsing that goes so perfectly with the end of Mercury retrograde and that dark moon to new moon that we're going through this week. By the end of the week we're also in another phase, which is that Jupiter is getting ready to leave Sagittarius and go into Capricorn. So we're looking back a year here to see all that Jupiter in Sagittarius has brought, the messages and the blessings of the past year. It's been a tough year, but it's important not to just look in a singular, that was a bad year, that was negative, that was tough, when's it over? But to actually stop and appreciate everything that you have gained. That can be in internal strength, self-awareness, authenticity, integrity, because through challenges we grow. So by the end of the week we're starting to open up and listen. Christmas comes early this year as we receive the gifts and we start to appreciate some of the sovereignty that we've been given back, especially when we're not reliant on the world and others. So it's a really magical week, lots of journeys going on, lots of timelines flowing, weaving in and out of each other. But before we move forwards, it's best to stop and review, to appreciate the fine nuances and levels of what we've experienced, what we've released and what we've received. And to pay close attention, because even the tiniest details are relevant. So lots going on this week. We're heading into some very new territory, but in order to get the rewards and in order to move on, we do need to stop and appreciate and to let go of anything that's not coming forwards, to recenter and realise who we truly are, start living from that space, simplify, centre and accept who we truly are. So if you'd like to see where this is happening for you, I'm available one-to-one in person or online. And I'm also going back into working with body work, because I feel as we've cleared out the mind, as we've freed the heart, the way to release some of this stored trauma will actually be through body work, through the cells of the body. So I am available for home workouts if anybody would like to really be able to let go and release from the body, cleanse the backstory and start to focus on living from soul essence. A couple of other things. I have a workshop for what's in the stars for 2020 coming up. Will be available from the winter solstice through Christmas and January, and this will be a look ahead to what's coming up in the next year and how we can set meaningful conscious intentions according to our own sign. That's available for groups of 8 people plus in London, and I may even be able to Skype in for anyone that doesn't live in London. And as we're heading towards the Christmas period, just to let you know, I do offer gift vouchers, so readings, courses, products, everything in my shop, www.astrozo.com. That's all available in gift voucher format if you're looking for something that will last for the whole year. So let's take some time this week to really explore what's gone on, to really be able to let go, to really rebirth ourselves as all of these energies happen day by day. And as we head towards the winter solstice, which will wrap up the 2012 experience, we've been in a workshop on how to get back to our true selves, and we will be heading into some very new territory on how to apply that into our lives going forwards. So this is all written up on my website. I also post on Facebook at AstroZo, Instagram at ZoeHines7, and these videos and more are available on my YouTube channel, Zoe Astro. So those are the horoscopes for this week, and I'll see you next week.